And we're back. My point being to you, ladies, if you look at a relationship like a business, if you were interviewing for a receptionist, you want to know what experience they had, um, how fast they can write things down, whether they were knowledgeable in maybe Word to send you a message, etc. If this person says, I've never done this job before, I'm not proficient in my, in transcribe and stuff, but I just like you and you just seem nice, you would say, oh, you're just not qualified. Why? Because you don't want to waste your money on someone who you have to train to do a job. You don't want to do that. So although you may really like that person, they were bubbly, energetic, they just seemed so great, they just weren't a good, suitable candidate for that. When I was a judge, in order for a person to be my clerk to work for me, I move fast. So I'm talking fast. So I had to have somebody that could listen to what I'm saying, do the data entry, and move those cases. That was a requirement. There may be people that I liked and thought were very, very nice, but they didn't possess the skill necessary for me to work with them in that capacity. Now, they might have been nice to, go grab something to eat or maybe for another job, but not for my clerk, because that job was too important, because their responsibility was the data entry as to what, orders I said, etc., etc. My point being to you, what greater position is it than for someone to be your king? Somebody that you want to invite in your life, in your world. What are you looking for? What are the qualifications? And you got to talk to them. Say, for instance, you want a person who is college educated. Maybe that's your reason. You may say, well, I'm not college educated, but you know what I'm saying? I do well in a business. Is that something that you feel is the functionally equivalent? You got to have standards and you have to have boundaries. And what happens is that because the dating pool is shrinking among women over 50, you just glad that you chosen, irrespective of what. Well, he got a house. I mean, a decent car, a decent job. He just living and breathing. He seen fun. Y'all giving y'all information, number and everything, and people inboxing you. People about 10 years ago, you wouldn't even talk to, because you have now reduced. You've lowered the bar. You want to be chosen so bad that you are willing to accept things that you traditionally were not willing to tolerate. You can't be that way. This is someone not going to work with you, but this is someone that's going to come in your life, that you are going to be intimate with, that you are going to share things financially with, you go emotionally, spiritually, and you have to have some level of boundaries. And unfortunately, the women that I see who are hurt in relationships are women who have not discussed this. Well, he don't have a good job, but we gonna work on that because my boy own a company and I'm gonna see if he can work with him, and then I'm gonna train him. You can't do that. Your man has to be equipped for you. And that just doesn't mean he got to be equipped for you sexually. He got to be able to hold his own. Because if you help build a man, he's going to look at you as a woman of his beginning, not where he want to end up with. And 9 times out of 10, when you build him up and you help him to flip houses and you give him the income necessary to do it, he's going to go on with someone else because you represent the struggle. He wants someone to be with him that represents the success. And so as a result the Samuel, the question is, what is the bar? What is the bar? What is your personal bar? I'm still waiting blessings. Okay, here's the situation. As an older woman, okay, if a person is does not have a intimate relationship with God, I don't want to be bothered with them. I don't want a man who has a casual, well, yeah, I know God, but that I want someone who is willing to, uh, who in their spare time is desiring of a relationship with God. Because I know this, if you love God, if you know his word, I know you're going to treat me good as a woman. Number one, that's one thing. Number two, are you willing to be in a committed relationship? Number three, you have to be able to stand alone financially. I am not going to take care of a man. I could probably take care of a man. I could, but I'm not willing to do that. Because when a woman takes care of a man financially, that man does not respect her the same way he would do if he was not providing, that woman was not providing for him financially. He appreciates the benefits, but he always looks at her like, you know what, you the one that's making it happen. I'm not going to do that. You don't have to make the same amount of money that I made, okay? But you're going to have to be able to take care of yourself. If a man said, well, I'm living in my mama basement or I don't have no car, that's not the man for me. I struggled and busted my butt way too long and too hard that I'm going to be with a man that don't have no car or living with somebody else. But the wishing time has come. Listen, until we meet again, I love you. Mask up. Be safe. Bye-bye. See you later.